Quick question before we start. If you want to end a month-to-month tenancy in California, do you always owe 30 or 60 days notice and nothing else? A lot of landlords assume that's the whole rule. It isn't, and assuming it is can mean serving a notice that isn't actually valid. Let's walk through what really governs ending a month-to-month tenancy. There are really two tracks here, and which one applies depends on just cause coverage, not on how the landlord feels about the tenant. If the tenancy isn't just cause protected, Civil Code section 1946.1 lets a landlord end it without giving a reason. 30 days notice if the tenant's been there less than a year, 60 days if a year or longer. But once just cause applies, that no cause option is off the table entirely. Statewide, AB 1482, Civil Code section 1946.2 requires just cause once a tenant has occupied the unit for 12 continuous months. There's a wrinkle worth knowing. If an additional adult tenant is added to the lease before the original tenant hits 24 months, the rule gets more nuanced. Just cause applies once either all tenants have lived there 12 months or more, or any one tenant has lived there 24 months or more, whichever happens first. So adding a roommate doesn't automatically buy a landlord a fresh 24-month runway. Oakland, Berkeley, and Emeryville don't wait 12 months at all. All three cities' just cause ordinances apply to covered units from day one of the tenancy. A tenant who moved in last month has the same protection as one who's been there a decade. In Emeryville especially, a true no-cause termination is essentially never available, since nearly every unit in the city falls under its just cause ordinance from the start. And here's the piece that trips people up in every jurisdiction. Lease expiration by itself is never a valid just cause. The lease simply ending doesn't give a landlord grounds to end a just cause protected tenancy. A qualifying a fault or no fault reason is still required. If the reason is no fault, something like an owner move in, relocation assistance is owed, and both the amount and the ground depend on where the property sits. AB 1482 statewide baseline is 1 month's rent, or an equivalent rent waiver due within 15 calendar days after the notice is served. But Oakland, Berkeley, and Emeryville each set their own local relocation rules and amounts, instead of substantially higher than that 1 month baseline. Skip the correct amount or deadline, and the termination notice itself can be invalidated. And here's something worth knowing from what we see on our own properties. Offering relocation assistance doesn't obligate the tenant to accept it or move out. We had a call recently about an Oakland property where the owner needed to sell and offered a family member living there $30,000, well above what the ordinance required. And the tenant still refused the money and refused to move. That ended up as a referral to a housing attorney, because relocation assistance satisfies a notice requirement. It doesn't by itself get you possession of the unit. One more distinction worth keeping straight. None of this is the same question as raising the rent. That runs on Civil Code section 827, a completely separate notice with its own timeline. We cover that in a separate guide linked below. If you want the full breakdown, the complete decision path, the Oakland, Berkeley, and Emeryville specifics, and the notice requirements for a for-cause termination, the complete guide is linked below. We manage 600 plus units across Emeryville, Oakland, Berkeley, and Richmond, and confirming just cause coverage before a termination notice goes out is one of the first things we check every time. If this was useful, subscribe. We cover this every week. See you in the next one.